Hello, great people and friends of Moments with Pastor Funke. Thank you for sparing a few moments of your time to listen to our latest episode. You're all very welcome. In this episode that I've titled, When Much is Less, I'd like to share my thoughts with you about how God judges our actions with respect to Him and even others. Let's get started quickly by reading from scriptures in Mark 12, verse 41. Now Jesus sat opposite the treasury and saw how the people put money into the treasury. And many who were rich put in much. Then one poor widow came and threw in 2 mites, which makes a quadrans. So he called his disciples to himself and said to them, Assuredly I say to you that this poor widow has put in more than all those who have given to the treasury. For they all put in out of their abundance, but she, out of her poverty, put in all that she had, her whole livelihood. Friends, in the story we just read, our Lord Jesus considered that the poor widow gave more than all the big donors, though in absolute terms, she gave the least. Actually, friends, what she gave was almost insignificant, even in those times. You see, when God judges what we give Him, He uses a different set of standards from man's own. We use our measures for determining the size of our giving. God doesn't. God uses more meaningful values. By the way, God judges all that we give to Him in this way, not just our monetary giving. He views the gifts of our skills or talents, our time in His service in the same way. So, by what measures does God weigh our giving to Him? Number 1, He looks at our motives. Let's read from 1 Samuel 16:7. But the Lord said to Samuel, Do not look at his appearance or at his physical stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord does not see as man sees. For man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Friends, I can imagine God asking the following questions. Why does He give what He is given? Or is she doing this because she wants to please me, or she wants to play to the gallery? You see, God is more interested in why we do what we do. Number 2, God looks at our sacrifice. 1 Kings 3 from verse 3. And Solomon loved the Lord, walking in the statutes of his father David, except that he sacrificed and burnt incense at the high places. Now the king went to Gibeon to sacrifice there, for that was the great high place. And Solomon offered 1,000 burnt sacrifice at the altar. At Gibeon, the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream by night, and God said, Ask, what shall I give you? You see, friends, Solomon's unusual sacrifice aroused the visitation of God. The requirement of the law was 1 animal in most cases, but Solomon offered 1,000. Friends, that word sacrifice means to slaughter. Now, slaughtering is a painful process. Sacrificial offering means that something is painfully given up. How sacrificial is your service? Number 3, God looks at your potential. In other words, how much capacity did you have to give, and how much, in fact, did you give of your time, your talent, or your treasures? Luke 6:38 says, Give, and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will be put into your bosom. For with the same measure that you use, it will be measured back to you. This is exactly what happened with the widow. In the eyes of God, the rich people gave little because they had much more. But she gave much because she gave all. Their own giving could have been much more. So you see, friends, when you give to Him and you use all those values above, your giving is accepted. Your service is rewarded. God loves us to give Him sacrificial, measurable, and in fact, services and givings that He considers of pure motive. Will you just make sure the next time you serve God in His house, you give Him your time, you use your talent for Him, make sure your motive is right, make sure you are giving sacrificially, and of course, make sure you're giving up to your potential. God bless you all so very much. Thank you for joining us in this episode. I pray that you stay safe under the covering of our Father in heaven. And until next time when we come your way again, I'm Pastor Funke. Bye for now.